mic audio. And
Urance is always here.
Urance is...
That's me.
Oak.
Okay.
Urance is
It's like
Oak.
I recognize that name.
Hello to everybody watching us. Two of which are our players, and Bloodluster, if you're a real person, thank you for joining us. If you're a bot, well, thanks for joining us as well. We've had a lot of problem with bots around here the last time we streamed. But we're getting ready
the
to...
link.
The link? Oh,
The
let me
Twitch
post
link.
that
Can you
for
put it
you.
in?
What's the purpose of a bot joining a small
I
channel?
don't know. In our City of Mist game, we had like 4 bots. I opened it up, asked questions, they could name things, and no response, so I deemed them bots. Let me throw the link into our Discord here. There you go.
So who is our, mechanically wise, who's our most proficient Zweihander person? Because I have a technical question. In when I was rolling combat today for my blade, I noticed that if I added additional points in martial melee, it did not improve the roll. And I was wondering if that's because, like, I know that there was those skill ranks, I think, are capped based on your combat, based on your primary attribute
So
limit.
were you
something?
rolling it on like the quick button, like for your court sword?
Yes.
It's my guess that
It's on there.
it's my
It is,
guess
but-
that it didn't update. Like sometimes it's basically a JavaScript that runs behind the scenes, and when you change stuff all the time, sometimes if you don't toggle the right thing, it doesn't change it in the final formula for the macro. So sometimes, like closing the character sheet, closing the game, coming back in will actually update it.
Oh, okay. Well, let me try that, because
Like also, like if you toggle, my guess would be if you toggle martial range to martial melee and back or whatever, the first drop down underneath the on the left above everything.
It is working right now.
That would be my guess.
Mike, because you have 1 skill rank in it. If you hover over that 53, it's 43 plus 10. So it is taking into account the actual point that you did sink into it. And there it is. Now it's working with your plus 30.
I think when we first did that, I noticed it when I was making my weapons that somebody had mentioned it because they had martial and I had simple, and they changed theirs to simple. Working when they changed it back, it was correct.
It worked all of a sudden.
That's exactly what it was. Yep, Wes, you got it right on the nose, man.
Problem
Thanks.
solved.
All right. Not that I can get any more points in martial. You can only get 1 in.
Yeah,
so
at the current level. All right, let's do a quick rundown of everybody's characters again, just because we have a new person watching us. So yeah, I'm just clicking over to see if there's still just one person. Edmund, go ahead, give us a description who you are.
Name's Edmund Randolph. I'm a smuggler by trade, connoisseur of fine food and drink, and yeah, I'm a pretty simple man. Not much to look at, but a lot to look at.
Very good. Elric.
Elric Simmel is a highwayman, kind of a scrawny little human. He likes to think of himself as a Robin Hood. He's excited to get out onto the roads and see if he can get some business done. Been in town an awful lot.
And Erg.
Erg Singebelch, ogre astronomer, loves to eat and says the worst thing possible at every give and go.
Yep. Ruby. Ruby Goodchild.
Ruby Goodchild, halfling lowborn, who is obsessed with perfection with her rapier, her court sword. She is a bravo and loves to fight, only slightly less than she loves to solve problems with camaraderie and cheer.
Yes. Yes, we saw that last week. And you grave robbed. And last but not least, Barsh.
she put it back.
Mm-hmm.
Barsh is a dwarf. He is indentured as a pit fighter. He has a infinity brand on the side of his face, so it's pretty scarred and puckered. But it is an old mark. He has gray eyes. He is a very muscular dwarf. You can tell, but there's a nice solid layer of fat over him. Pretty good natured. Doesn't talk much, but likes to be around people and trying to find a better life than being a pit fighter slave.
Yes. Maybe you'll find glory in combat this week.
A bearded wife.
A bearded wife. Or death. Okay. Time for the recap. Who we'll do a collaborative effort again. If someone wants to volunteer to jump in first and start spewing the details from last week's game, feel free, and then others can fill in the blanks. Anyone?
Everybody's excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody.
There was a lot of things.
What the heck did we do last week?
There's a lot of things that you guys uncovered last week.
Right,
The
well,
plot
let me
thickened.
I'll take a stab at it here. So, we started on the road right in front of the ambush, and we headed back to the. Of course, I can't remember a proper name to save my life, but the our main host, what's his name? The
Maximilian. He's the one who's hired you. Yep.
Right, the Hempt Baron and the new groom. We returned to the town, and the town's name is.
Oh, geez! Now I'm.
You've got notes, man.
Yeah. Where?
If you open up your character journal, you'll get the host of NPCs.
Vorburg,
maybe
the town of Vorburg.
Right. So we returned to the town of Vorburg, or entered there for the first time, and we immediately are greeted by several locals, and most of whom are related in various ways. And we find out that there's been several people murdered and put up on a scarecrow, and it was apparently done by the what do we call these guys? The mutants.
Mutants,
the
orcs.
Yeah,
what you will.
Yeah, they appear to have then a band of maybe 3 or 4 of them seem to have fled toward the mountains after we examined the area. They're being very secretive about who did this, and Max wants us to keep it a secret, and if anyone asks, it's bandits. And one of them goes so far as to not even the tavern keeper, who we later question and get under his skin. What's his name? Horst. So Horst doesn't even want to see it. He's got a son who's a little touched.
Adopted son.
Adopted son.
Yeah. Klaus.
So Klaus, right? And then and a
younger
lad. Right. We come to find out that his wife, along with most of the other wives, are younger because all the women and children of a certain age were taken by the orcs in a prior raid 12 years before.
Correct. Good memory on the amount of years.
Yeah, just don't ask me to remember a proper name. So then we start to kind of pull at the threads a little bit. We come to find out that when the town was attacked, that 3 of the adults stayed, and then were engaged in some kind of bargain with the orcs.
Yes. Well, most of the men stayed behind, but there was 3 individuals that were kind of the
right. And that was Max, and the one of the other men was the brother-in-law of Max, or the
so it was Max, the man who was found slain and strung up like a scarecrow.
And how was he was related? And he was related to Max somehow, wasn't he? Or
no, Heinrich is related to the father or the pastor at the shrine of the god emperor, and that is Pastor Wilhelm. And Pastor Wilhelm left. He wanted to be a brave young man, and he left to a neighboring town to try and rally some troops to hold off the orcs.
He was the younger brother.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So and he has a mother, or there's a I'm trying to remember. His mother was taken as well. I'm trying to, or there was a woman in that side too. I can't remember exactly who it was.
There was a grieving widow in the shrine of the god emperor.
Yes, also younger.
Yes, she was.
Yeah,
she was
okay.
Enid,
and
she was grieving.
Enid, that's right,
for her son and husband who were found strewn up out in the fields.
Yep. So one of the three has been killed. The other one is the innkeeper, and the man who was killed, the brother of the pastor, worked for Max. Was in charge of the security for the caravan, I think, right?
Anders was in charge of the security of... Oh, the gentleman that was killed. Yes, that was Heinrich, and his son Dieter were along with the caravan, and their bodies were the only two that were taken away, and then they were desecrated and strung up outside the town.
Right. And so we discovered that there's a necklace that...
Yes, a talisman.
A talisman that we eventually, after many failed attempts, determined has the capacity to hold magic. There was one that Ruby borrowed to discuss and return at the gravesite, and then there was another one around some of Max's family's necks, including his son and his other daughter.
There was one at the grave of his daughter.
Yes,
that was the one that you took. That's the one that you pocketed.
Borrowed.
Put back, and then I believe Erg took it.
Yeah, that's right.
I did. I re-stole that.
That implies it was stolen the first time. And then who else had necklaces? Who else had talismans? The son, right?
That was it. Waldman, Max's son, Waldman, has.
But also. But there was another one too, wasn't?
Yeah, did you get out of the graveyard and get corruption for stealing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Max's sister.
Correct. Max's sister had one.
Did she, Betty?
I thought so, or
no,
maybe she did.
She did not.
No,
she did not. Waldman did, and the grave had one.
And that's it.
That is it.
Okay, and Max does not have one, or did we not determine that?
He does not have one.
Okay, so then we returned back to the inn, and were promptly summoned to Max's house, where we had kind of a tense time. There was a party going on. The one kind of matriarch, Max's sister, I believe, was still alive. We're not quite sure why she missed the massacre the last time, are we?
Yeah, nobody talked to her about that.
Seemed to kind of also be the power behind the throne, almost.
Yeah, she was kind of pulling the strings for all the women in town.
She was holding a party for Max's new bride who just arrived that evening.
Welcome party. And little sidebar. So Max purported to have financial difficulties, and that was the reason for the wedding. Although we really haven't seen any evidence of that, and he didn't seem to act concerned about his hemp that was all over the road. We made no attempt to recover it or anything like that. And it did the whole hemp empire being saved by the marriage didn't completely, at least to Ruby, it didn't seem to hold a lot of water, but maybe she just doesn't understand that stuff. But then he tells us in the room that he wants us to go to the caves where in the lower part of the mountain, where he believes the orcs that had attacked are held up, just to look over and examine the camp with his son.
Yeah, reconnaissance mission.
Right. And this is the same place where supposedly the town women and children 12 years before had hidden out and then were suddenly discovered. And then taken. And that's kind of, I think, where we left off.
Yes, you're going to go with Waldman at the crack of dawn to set out to do a reconnaissance mission. Does anybody have anything to add to that?
I think that's it.
My, what a tangled web.
Erg, you're not going to add that Horst slayed 20 orcs?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that detail.
12 years prior?
But yeah, won't help us today.
No. He's got a young bride he has to worry about. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Thank you for filling that in. You nailed it. You got everything that transpired last week, which was a lot. You guys uncovered a lot going around town and asking questions and poking around. And you have a number of theories now as well.
I failed to intimidate.
You did. Your one chance, and you failed.
One chance. Had one job to do.
And
yeah,
Go ahead.
One theory I think that's worth Wes. I think built on this. I was suspicious of the mom might have been the one that Max's wife might have been the one that was taken, and she might have in anger about him being remarried may have attacked the hemp wagons. And then Wes added that there has to be some force behind this these pendants. And I think Wes's
scrying.
Right, Wes's character had some theories on that. Wes, can you elaborate on that? Because
I felt like maybe she was scrying through these pendants. I thought she knew what was going on and how they magically reappeared at this point in the existence of these people.
Yeah, that's what he had said last time. That's actually a good theory.
Yep. And Ruby's
but hey, it's time to go find out. Huh?
Yeah, I like it. I love it. You guys are getting to the tangled web.
One more thing: 2 silver per person.
Oh,
for our trip up there.
Is that what it was? Yeah, you guys got Max.
There is one other thing. We need to pull some coins out onto our table here so we can roll.
That's right. We got to do coins, and we have to do. None of you guys gained enough corruption to go to the rank of chaos, so you all gain 1 rank of order. Go ahead and check that on your character sheet.
Oh wait, Ruby had a one point of chaos last time, I think.
Well, you roll a d10, and if it's under the amount of chaos you have, then you gain, or under the amount of corruption. I'm sorry. So you're good. With 1, you're not going to roll under.
Okay.
Okay, we're staying sane.
Yeah, you guys are.
Until the ogre starts whipping around spells.
Good, upstanding citizens.
Years on villages.
So far. But you guys, it was hard to convince you to help this village. I should have handed out some corruption there when you're like, you started pushing them.
I don't mind helping. Ruby doesn't mind helping the village. She's just suspicious of Max's motives.
We want to help the village. We just don't want to help these people that are quote unquote leading the village by giving up all of their women and children.
And grease your pockets while you're at it. I don't blame you.
Food don't buy itself.
Halfling's got to eat.
Got to take that blood money, right? So you can take it to the laundry.
Yeah, I think I see some more people have joined us. Welcome to the new people who have jumped in. We're just getting ready to start the adventure. We just finished the recap. Did you guys want to do anything else the night that we just played out last week? Do you want to do anything before heading back to the inn and having a peaceful evening before heading out on your reconnaissance mission?
A last meal?
Another meal? Last meal.
Second breakfast.
At the Cowardly Orcs.
Third
supper. Yeah, you guys can go back and they'll serve you. Remember, this is on Maximilian's dime.
Horst Dorzos or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
There any there isn't like a weaponsmith in town or anything, is there?
There is a general goods store sort of shop. So if you do need to get some provisions for the next day or some gear or equipment, you could stop in there tonight and purchase some things.
Okay. Yeah, Ruby'd probably stop in on the way out of town to grab a few things.
Yeah. Go ahead and tally that up now. If you guys want to buy some stuff, feel free to. Because you may need it.
What sort of weapons do they have there?
So yeah, you go to the shop. It's very standard because you're in a small village. So, like I said, it's more of a general goods store. There's a young man behind the counter. He looks like he's just in his early 20s, and he greets you with your strange face. Oh, hello. Welcome. What is it you're looking for?
Can I see your knives?
Oh, sure. And he breaks out some knives. They're look like they're more in line with like hunting knives, like for skinning an animal. Is the things he carries. This is like general use. This isn't like a weaponsmith, so he's not pulling out fancy knives to take down an orc or a mutant with.
Nothing balanced for throwing or anything then, right?
No, not particularly.
Okay. What about hardtack? Does he have any of that? Do we have that on our characters? That's part of our trappings, right? We got it initially.
Yes, you guys did get a whole bunch of stuff with your characters, like a lot of general goods.
Not gonna worry about it then.
Okay. You're not gonna purchase anything, ma'am?
Well, if we bought anything, it would be on Maximilian's account. He's sponsoring a little trip for us. I assume he has an account here?
Of course he does.
Good. So we're in his employ.
Are you gonna try and convince this young man of this fact?
Well, it is a fact, but if he needs convincing, I'm happy to.
Because Maximilian didn't say he was buying you gear.
Wait, he didn't say he wasn't. That's exactly
right. That's true. This is Grimdark.
Bro, I believe Governor said he was sponsoring us.
So what is that? Is that
is
Charm?
Max's son with us?
Waldman is not with you. Waldman stayed behind with Max and Anders at the house. Yeah, that would be a charm.
What would the difficulty rating on that be?
I'm gonna make it a challenging.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Okay.
And you get help on that, right?
What's that? Sorry.
I'd like.
Do you want to help him?
Charm test.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not trained in charm, so I can't help.
But someone else is trained in charm, aren't they?
Yeah, I can charm.
You want to give Ruby a hand?
Sure. Well, so we're doing difficult?
Challenging.
Challenging. So
challenging.
Go ahead and give me the aid, and then I'll take the roll.
Let's hit that tens die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not going to help.
Ooh.
No, that doesn't help. No, you're no help at all. All right, Ruby will go ahead and say, yeah, of course, we're here to, solve the problems with the banditry. We are, of course, in Maximilian's employ, and he's asked us to get provision before we move out with his son tomorrow to investigate a few things.
Oh, you're gonna go look into the camps? Oh, all right. Oh, look at you. He goes,
Yeah, I softened him up.
Yeah, right.
With your 87.
He goes, well, Maximilian, he does owe us some money, so I don't know if I could put everything on there, but I could give you a discount.
Okay,
that's good.
Is there anything? Are there any swords or weapons at all that they stock?
There are some swords, very, very, very basic swords. This is a farming village, so there isn't a huge need for weapons like the local militia here. You assume that the militia are made up of some local farmers, but they're also sell swords. Okay. So show up with their own equipment, looking for work.
Anybody?
Nothing up to the standard of your court sword. Your court sword is a sight in this village. When you walk around, people do a double take.
All right. Well, I'll step back then. Now that we've got the negotiating over, and let these guys buy what they need.
Did you guys want to buy any simple gear outside of the starting trappings that you have?
Might need some rope or that kind of stuff. I don't know.
I'm good, I think.
A couple of days of food would be a good call.
Yep. Yeah, so they have hardtack or that type of thing?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, we'll go ahead and order, get enough for, there's going to be a total of 6 of us. Is that right?
There's 5 of you guys. I'm just looking up in the book here.
Plus the son?
Some prices. You're going to buy for Waldman on his daddy's dime?
Absolutely.
All right. Bold.
Yeah, so we'll take enough for 3 days rations for 6 of us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just trying to find some pricing for you all. I found the price for a crate of rugs. But that's not helpful.
I was looking at our lodging and tavern, but it's all like, stuff that you would get there.
Yeah, I'm looking at like commodities right
Wilderness.
Yeah. Is that a small enough number that they would just hand wave it and let us put it on his account?
Oh, you just want it all for free, huh? We'll say 15 copper. That's with the discount.
With the discount. Okay. All right, so that's like 3 copper a piece then. Anybody not want to part with 3 coppers?
No, that's fine.
Let me see
That's
what I have.
copper.
That's fine. Got any gut rot?
He does not sell alcohol here. He goes, I would check at Horst's. Have you been to the Cowardly Orcs? He might have some there.
Is it strong?
I don't. I've never drank this stuff. I don't know, but he'd be the one to carry it.
Where do we keep our coins?
I couldn't find mine either, and I remember rolling it, but I don't find out where I wrote it down.
It's almost at the bottom of the sheet. Right above dodge and parry.
On the front page, huh?
Oh yeah, there I see it. Coins.
I have 13 brass pennies, which sounds sad.
Brass pennies, copper. Yeah, it does sound sad. All right, so you guys, you buy your provisions, and
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck tomorrow in your quest.
I always keep my coins on the combat page.
Hey, welcome, Felgrand. Thanks for joining us. Okay.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
So you guys want to head back to the Cowardly Orcs? Is there anything else that you want to get up to tonight?
Nope. Get some sleep.
Okay, very good. You go back to the Cowardly Orcs. Are you ordering another meal before bedtime, Edmund? I'm looking at you.
Always up for another meal.
All right. So,
well, it's second dinner time.
Yeah. Sure. The kitchen's still open. Let me get you some more mutton.
Yeah, what y'all got for dessert this evening?
For dessert, we got some pudding. I'll grab you some as well. Thanks for following, Felgrand. Appreciate it.
Horst, you got any gut rot?
Gut rot. No, I don't carry any of that around here. Nobody would drink that.
Apparently I'm nobody.
And I know that you said that to him. He gives you a look, like, huh? And looks at the rest of you, kind of like,
what's the strongest ale you got?
I just have the locally made ale that I served you previously.
Water.
He gives you, he pours you another tankard. Even despite the knock against it. It's not up to your dwarven standards. All right, so you guys finish up your second dinner and your first desserts and head to bed for the night. And you have sweet dreams.
Sounds good.
Of doing reconnaissance on mutant camps the next day. So the next morning, you're woken up at the crack of dawn. There's a banging on your door, and you hear Waldman on the other side of the door saying, "It's time to gather. Breakfast is waiting for you downstairs. Let's go." Do you guys get up, or you just go back to sleep?
Oh, hey, I'm getting up for breakfast.
Yeah, we get up. I get up.
Lumber down there.
All right, you guys make your way downstairs. As you're heading down the stairs, Waldman and Andre are sitting at a table. They're eating. It looks like they've been eating for quite some time now, and they're just finishing up their meal. And as you guys enter the room, Andre leans over to Waldman and says a few words to him, lays his hand on his shoulder, and leaves. And after that, Waldman sees you guys coming down the stairs and waves you over, and there's hot breakfast waiting for you. Please have a seat. We've got a long day ahead of us. It's about a day's travel to the Horned Monk, and I fear it might be quite perilous. So you should eat now, and we'll be on our way.
Will it be grim and perilous?
I should hope not. So you guys go ahead and eat up your food, and by the time you're done that, the sun is cracking over the horizon. First daylight is hitting the land, and Waldman urges you that it's time to go. We must get going. We're wasting precious time here.
Does Waldman? Does the son? Is that Waldman?
Yeah, Waldman's the son of Maximilian.
Does he join us for breakfast?
Yeah, he sat at the table with you guys while you were eating. He's just finishing his as you came down.
Okay, all right. I just Ruby's just a little suspicious of these guys, so
I know she is.
Food look like it's look okay.
Yeah. You want to make a scrutinize test? You want to look at it a little closer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do just a standard scrutinize. I like the paranoia.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's worried now. She doesn't want to be the next thing sold to the Yorks.
Right. Or strung up in the fields.
Right.
You could always just wait for Edmund to finish his third serving, and if he doesn't keel over, you're probably good.
Yeah.
So you poke it with your fork and knife, and you kind of turn things over. It's an egg. There's some sausage and bacon on there. It looks like there's even a fresh biscuit that's been made this morning for you. It all checks out. You kind of lean in and sniff it and everything, and looks good to you. That? Yeah, you look over at Edmund, and he's like licking his plate clean at this point. Like,
yeah, she's now that it's in her head, she's just gonna go ahead and push the plate over to him and say, "Yeah, I don't always ride well on a full stomach.
You need to keep your strength up."
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I'll be all right." She pats her hardtack.
Ooh. All right. One corruption. No. That's gonna make you afraid to do anything in this game.
What's that, corruption?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gain 3 corruption for not eating breakfast.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Maybe I'd like corruption. Maybe that'll be a good place for her.
I think there's some party members that want corruption.
Yeah.
Edmund just looks up at everybody while he's eating what?
All right. So you guys finish off your breakfast and you head out. Waldman asks, "Did you gather everything that you need for supplies for the day?"
Indeed, and we appreciate you covering the cost for us.
I did no such thing.
Oh well.
He looks rather confused.
And then she hands him 3 hardtack. Says, "We got these for you." Pats him on the back.
Oh, okay. I didn't buy these. Thank you. We're only going for a day, so you shouldn't need any food.
Best to be prepared.
Oh.
We have
fortune favors the prepared.
He shrugs. Oh, all right. All right. So you guys head on out of the village. You head northeast out of the village. And it's a clear day. If you recall on your way into the village that you guys ascertained that it is fall. It's harvest time. So it's late in the season. Go ahead and make me an easy survival test, everyone. Let's start burning some of this fortune. Oh, get the bad rolls out of the way now, people.
Holy crap.
Holy. Oh, Ruby, you just missed it. You guys are passing through this late wooded area, and you're looking it over, trying to figure out what they use this spot for. You can't really tell. It's not really dawning on you, and you're also trying to keep your eyes out for anything unusual, and it just seems to bypass you. You don't know the area, you're not familiar with this territory, so if there was anybody or anything, you definitely would not have sensed it.
Are we on foot or are we horses?
You guys are on foot.
Does he not have horses, or where we're going is not horseable?
Where you're going is not horseable. So you're heading to the Horned Monk, which is that they call it a mountain, but a large hill is what it really is classified as. So you're heading there, and as you're going, he explains the plan. So he's like, we're going to go to the Horned Monk. We're going to follow around the edge of it, and then we're going to climb up on top on one of the cliffs, and we'll be able to look down and get good visibility and sneak towards the camp from up there and find out what's going on.
Have you climbed these cliffs before?
I have. That's why I'm joining you. I know it better than anyone else. That's what my father told you last night.
How sheer are we climbing?
That's a good question. It's a bit strenuous, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Does it require climbing gear?
No. I can scale it, no problem.
Are you a good climber?
I'm proficient.
Ruby looks back at the rest of the party.
Could Edmund climb it?
He looks at Edmund and kind of puts his hand to his chin and thinks for a moment. Yeah, I believe, good Edmund. Do you have rope? The lot of you.
Let me look.
With some
But
rope.
I slapped my belly, and do you think I can get up there?
Yes, with some rope. You and Edmund, and you can all make it up, no problem.
Ruby says, I'm not worried about myself. Obviously, I won't have any trouble.
All right.
Is it just an athletics check, or what is that?
Yeah, it'll be an athletics check when you guys...
I keep my rope on my horse, and my horse definitely isn't here, so...
Yeah, I'm not much of a climber, unless it's a mound of potatoes.
So no rope. Well, Waldman says, that'll be fine. We're going to come up to a cottage here soon of Old Tom. Old Tom and Lady Ursula live there. We should check in on them and see if they've heard anything or seen anything in the last few days after the attack on the highway. And they might have some supplies for you there that you could ask for.
Ruby says, if only we knew somebody who had a supply of hemp around that could be made into rope.
Do you say
That's
that?
true. So true.
Do you say that?
Yes.
All right. He looks at you kind of scornfully. It was suggested that you gathered provisions the evening before.
Well, you didn't tell us we'd be mountain climbing.
I told you we were going to the Horned Monk. I'm
Sounded
sure
to me like we were going to a cave on the bottom of it.
Well, they're probably in the cave that is located at the Horned Monk. We will ask old Tom. Should hopefully have some things for us. Let's carry on. So you guys
probably dead.
You guys keep heading through the woods. You travel for about another 20-40 minutes, it seems. And then there's a clearing, and you see a cottage up ahead, a well-tended cottage. Waldman turns around and says, "This is the old Tom's house, and Lady Ursula, his wife. let me see if they're home. And he goes up to the door, knocks on it, and waits for a while, and there doesn't seem to be any response at the cabin. He turns around to the rest of you and just kind of shrugs. That's odd that they're out this early in the morning.
They probably knew you were coming.
Is there any smoke rising from the hearth?
There is not.
Okay.
I point this out to Walden.
Ruby's going to walk around the house.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go around the house and check out the scene?
Mm-hmm. Look for windows, doors that have been broken into.
Yeah.
Or anything out of the usual.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an awareness check. And we'll do it at a routine awareness check. Anybody who wants to check out the house and the surrounding area, feel free to roll this.
I was going to say, can we check the tree line?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Waldman goes, do you have some worries? Do you think there's foul play at hand here?
What difficulty rating do you say?
It's a +10.
No routine.
Oh, it's a routine. +10?
Yeah, routine.
Oh, okay. I made it then. I'm sorry. I made it and I crit succeeded.
Crit succeeded. With a 55. Just made it. All right, so Elric, Ruby, and Erg, you guys all passed, and Ruby especially. So, you guys search around. There are no signs of a struggle. Waldman suggests that they must have headed out to Swansea. That was the town that you came from where the wedding took place. And Ruby, you actually see that there are wagon marks and horse prints in the grass, and they're not that old, and it does head off in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. you kind of, yeah, I think he's right.
All right. Ruby will say, yeah, but I think you're right. So we want to go. Can we go and borrow the rope?
Waldman goes, well, they're not home. You could, I suppose you could borrow some of their belongings, but it's kind of stealing, no?
Not if we leave a note.
Oh, I think we should leave a coin. Why don't you leave payment on the kitchen table, and that should suffice.
No worries, I will take care of it. And with that, she enters the house.
Okay. Yeah, you enter the house. It's a normal cottage. You easily find some rope.
Mm-hmm. She will write out a message. Be very specific about the amount of rope. It says and say to be returned or paid for by Maximilian. She'll leave it on the table. And,
really?
Really? Oh yeah.
3 corruption. No. I'm gonna do an awareness check here for old Waldman to see if he reads the note. And no, he does not. He actually does not even notice you grab anything or leave the money behind.
Okay.
He goes, oh, so we're not going to take anything then? I'll lock up the cabin.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. Critically failing.
Feel free to use a coin on that.
Oh, and I don't have any misfortune yet. I need you guys to spend some of your fortune so I can gain a coin.
We'll lend you one for another fortune point.
Oh yeah, you're so generous. Thanks. All right, so we're gonna do the wilderness travel again. So I need someone to be our guide, our survivalist, and our scout, and I will run down again the corresponding skills that play into that. So the guide, navigation is a skill related to it. Survivalist is survival, and scout is stealth. Who are my volunteers?
I'll do the navigation one. I'll be the guide.
Ruby will be the scout, if that's okay.
Yeah. Did you want to use a fortune point on that?
Who does stealth?
Oh, that wasn't my role. I was just checking. But does somebody else have
Oh, sure. Okay.
No, I was just checking to see what my number is. Does somebody have a better than a 39?
Oh, 39.
Anybody would like to? I think we found out last time there's one person that has stealth, but his number's lower.
I have a 38.
Let me check.
Yeah, so Ruby will do it because she wants to be a. Oh wait.
Oh,
was that?
Oh no!
Wait.
Stop brawling.
Yeah, so mine's 45.
Oh, Edmund has a 45.
So Edmund's our scout.
If that boy knows how to hide.
Yeah, Edmund, if you want to scout, go right ahead. That's
all
fine.
these years of sneaking cookies.
Who's our survivalist? Sorry.
What skill is that again?
Survival.
Perception.
Oh, I mean, I got a 36 in perception.
42, but I don't have any training in survival.
Yeah,
neither do I.
Ruby's a 44.
So Ruby's going to be our survivalist?
Does anyone have anything higher?
I don't think so.
Looks like it's you.
All right. The survivalist.
All right. Ruby
that's not my role. I was just practicing.
Okay. Well, we're going to get everybody to roll here in a moment. So, let me find the difficulty for you all. It's a short stretch. Challenging terrain. So it's at a -10. Challenging terrain. So go ahead, everybody, and make me your roll. Oh, navigation's great. Nailed it.
Oh, we won't get lost, at least.
Now here's where I screwed the stealth since I wasted a 2. And it's just a standard check.
It's a -10.
Challenging.
Because of the terrain. And because you guys are kind of paranoid right now that there's orcs and mutants all around. Oh!
Hey! Well done, sir. And Ruby.
Ruby, would you like to use a fortune?
What does that mean? I just don't find any food on our travels?
It does, and yes. Essentially, yes. That's what it boils down to, like, mechanically. But you're also looking for any signs of people or things coming through here.
I'll leave it up to the party. You guys want me to re-roll that? I've got a 1 in 3 chance of converting it.
I'm good.
Just want to leave it as is?
Yeah, she did remember. She remembered to get hardtack, so she did kind of.
I'd let it ride.
Okay.
If we're getting combat, we're probably going to want those rolls.
That's what I was thinking.
Very good. Very good.
DM's trying to bleed us out of our.
No. The way you guys.
There's 1 point of corrupted to the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the bad guy. All right. So you guys travel. Let's see. After the cottage, the forest turns into wild, and soon natural rock walls rise to your right. So this is along the edge of the Horned Monk. The edge of the Horned Monk. You continue through the forest, keeping the wall on your right until about 2 hours after you've departed. Waldman just seems to disappear behind a rocky outcropping. He's just all of a sudden gone. As you guys follow him around, you see a crack in the cliff face, up which you can clamber to the summit. So, this is where you're going to need to climb. I need everybody to make an athletics check to make it up there. It's a routine athletics check.
How high is it?
It's 6 yards. It's not that high at all.
Oh.
It's a fairly simple check. So Waldman wasn't really like playing it down when he was saying like, you don't need to be a climber. Okay, so Barsh,
I fail.
Ruby's just scurries up there, no problem.
She's gonna drop a rope. She's gonna drop the rope down to try and aid them everyone else who tries to climb up, and she'll find a place to fix the rope on like a stump or something.
Okay, yeah. Ruby was the one who did take the rope. So Ruby's up there and Erg is up there.
I did not make it.
Nope.
Okay, but now there's a rope there to help you up.
Okay,
So this is an interesting test. So it's what they call a fail forward test. So you actually make it up the summit, but you're going to suffer some physical peril for the hardship.
No.
So go ahead and roll. Everybody who failed it, roll 1d10 plus 1, and you're going to gain that physical peril from the hardship.
Okay, so what if we decide to use a fortune
You can
coin?
re-roll it.
Is it okay if I use a
Holy
fortune
crap.
coin? Yeah, see, that's what I'm scared of.
What does that mean right there?
Well,
I think you lost your leg.
Yeah. You now have gangrene in your leg.
Now,
You've
what's
exploded a lung.
I made it. I used the coin.
So it's on the peril threshold. This isn't going to be into your damage threshold.
right? Because it's got like I've got 5, 11, 17, 23. So what
So
is the 11?
you're imperiled. So what you do is you click that imperiled button. What it means right now is it doesn't affect you at all, but if you gain another level of peril threshold, then you're going to ignore one skill rank, and so on as you go down.
And
It's
how
kind
do
of like
you get rid of
exhaustion
that?
from 5e.
Yeah.
How do you remove it?
Resting. Like, just sitting down and having a good long rest. It's like the equivalent of a long rest.
I think I'm going to need to sit down and have a sausage, boy.
No, that'll be more peril.
No. Waldman will not let you sit down. We must continue on. Get up.
Fine, Governor.
Is there more climbing?
Just patting his head. trying to
I
get
guess we'll
sweat
find
off.
out. Who else failed? So Barsh re-rolled.
I failed.
And you failed on the re-roll? No, you passed.
No. I passed.
Yeah, you passed. That's it. Just Edmund and Barsh. Oh, okay. It's not as bad as I thought it was.
Does are there more? Is there more climbing?
I
Ruby
don't know.
asks?
That's a good question. To Waldman?
Yes.
No. There's no more climbing. That was it. That was the.
All right. She's got to tell Waldman to wait a minute. She's going to pull the rope back up again.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to take a minute to drop a knot in the rope every 2 feet, and then she's going to coil the rope for an easy drop on the edge, so that if they have to make haste, they can drop the rope and scurry down the knots without any risk. And she's going to hide the rope kind of out of the way, but easy to deploy.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make me a check for hiding the rope. Let's make it a stealth. Nah. Stealth seems lame for that.
I have a sleight of hand, right?
No.
Ooh, coordination.
I was gonna say guile or disguise.
Guile's fine. We'll go with
Let's do
for 5.
guile and do it at a 0. There's no modifiers.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
So
Okay.
the rope's out in the open.
Yeah, it's just tucked away right there. It's just sitting next to the little cliff. If anybody is smelling salts,
One leaf on top of it.
Yeah.
If anybody is smelling salts, you can use them once per day to recover 1 step of peril. So if you had some of those, Edmund, that would take you up 1 on the peril.
How about
We have
weed?
what?
Smelling salts. But you can recover peril from resting in a safe place. That will recover you to unhindered. But if you rest in an unsafe place, it'll recover you to imperiled, which I think you're at now. And I would consider this an unsafe place. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I got anti-venom and folk bane. That's about it.
I do have smelling salts.
That's some of my folk bane. That'll make you feel better.
I got laudanum.
Would
I
you?
do believe it.
I have some smelling salts if he needs
That's
it.
amazing. Look at that.
how do you use the smelling salts? You just say you use it and then remove that condition, or
you just take it up a step on the ladder. So let me look at your character sheet here.
Be unhindered.
Yeah, you would go up to unhindered. So you break the smelling salts out of the little bag it's in, and oh, you shudder. And you're feeling much better now. Much better.
Oh, thanks, Governor.
So, should we all be on unhindered to start, or should unhindered not be filled at all?
Unhindered should not be filled at all.
So the first peril we take it moves us to unhindered.
Well, so no, you're right. So you're all on unhindered. That's like you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. So technically, he would have been ignore 1 skill rank at PT.
No, well, did he go up 1 or 2?
He went up 2.
He went up 2.
It's only 1 because my
was it only 1?
Threshold's 11.
I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. Yeah, it was only 1 then. So you would have been imperiled. Yeah. Yes, you brought yourself back to unhindered. Okay. All right. Yeah. Waldman goes on. There's no more climbing. Let's carry on. So
Ruby's
Ruby's
going to drop back and keep a very close eye on Walden. Oh, sure. Okay. Hey, Walden.
Yes.
She wants to look. Does he have that talisman out still?
Go ahead and make me an awareness check. At a +10.
It's on his chest. You should be able to see it.
Yeah, you saw it the night before.
But we're not seeing it now necessarily, huh?
Mm-mm. You can't make out him. If he is, it's got to be underneath his clothing.
Okay. What? She just says, "What do you expect from here?" We go up to a ridge and then we look over.
We look over, and if we need to, we can scale down it. It's a slight slope there, and we can get in close and listen what's going on in the camp.
Scaling sounds bad.
He goes, at this point, though, we are getting closer to where I suspect their camp is, and I suggest that we go in marching order. I'll go first, and you all get behind me. So I need to know what's our marching order? Who's in what place?
I am not inconspicuous, so I should probably be somewhere near the back.
Yeah, Ruby can be toward the front. That's fine.
I'll go in the middle.
So put Ruby behind Waldman. Edmund. Then who? Barsh?
Where's our pit fighter?
He's somewhere in the middle.
All right, want him right behind Ruby.
I'm going to switch place with Edmund. And who wants to be last? Elric or Erg?
I could take up the rear.
Who is real stealthy?
That boy.
Yep, big boy.
Probably doesn't want to be.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a skill rank in stealth. You can't fight though, can you?
Yeah, he can fight, can't he?
Let's see. I've got a simple melee with a rank in that, and I've got a +5 for my modifier. So.
All right. Well, you're not a bad fighter then, too. All right.
Let's see. Yeah, I got 66.
He's real light on his feet.
Sorry,
yeah,
metaphorically.
Actually, really good.
Yeah, he is. He is actually really good.
Get you up here.
Yeah, 56. Sorry.
Still,
okay,
that's not bad.
Bad at all. All right.
For being beginner characters. And also, because he warned you of being closer to danger, and he believes your camp is going to be somewhat ahead. Do any of you guys want to ready your weapons?
I definitely will.
Okay, what weapons is
I will as well.
Morgenstern.
Okay.
I'm actually going to take out and load my flintlock pistol.
Nice. Okay. So good to do that now before, if anything should happen.
Mm-hmm.
Court sword for Ruby? Or throwing dagger.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll get her shield on her arm and her wooden shield, and she'll just get her throwing daggers ready. Get those ready to throw.
All right. You've got your staff.
And my other hand by my accoutrement for my casting.
Okay. And Edmund, are you going to be brandishing anything?
I'll use my blackjack.
Oh, nice. I love it. Okay, so this is now uphill. This is a tense hike for especially Edmund and Barsh, who are a little overweight. This is tough on you guys. So you're huffing and puffing as you're making your way up the hill. After about an hour of this hard scrambling, Waldman turns around and tells you guys, we're almost at the tree line. Just beyond that ridge is where we need to go. We can look down on the orc camp. Go ahead, everyone, and make me a standard eavesdrop test.
Nope.
Yep.
Boom. Miss.
So Edmund is our man. So
you'll hear this?
Edmund, you hear someone following you.
I think we're being followed, boys.
What are we in the woods?
You're going up an incline, so it's not really wooded. It's pretty out in the open. There's some bushes up ahead, near the ridge line, but you're going up this mountain / large hill at this point.
Ruby will just kind of as she's walking up, she'll just kind of make herself small and roll off the side of a hill into the brush.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to hide too.
With Edmund saying this.
Yeah, like when she hears that, she's just gonna kind of drop into the bush and get ready to turn and attack anything that comes up behind her.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if I could go behind like a rock or something and try to hide, is that a standard test or what?
Just go behind a rock.
Or I just where it's like
you want to
out of sight just to drop the cover for a second.
Sure, it's gonna be a stealth check, and it's gonna be at a mine. It's gonna be challenging for anybody. Who wants
all of us are gonna have to stealth. Right?
Just break away, just scatter, lie down flat. Okay, Edmund is unsuccessful. So with you telling this to him, Edmund, Waldman, he nods and he whispers. He says, "Stop. Wait here. I'll be back. I'll go check it out." And he slips away.
Ruby made the stealth check, by the way. Wait, no, you said it was challenging. No, she did not make it. I'm sorry.
Nope, nobody's being successful, and Urg is just standing there. The rest of you are like lying down, trying to get behind rocks, not really passing.
I'm standing there as well.
Oh, and Elric and Urg are standing there. So he goes,
"Show yourselves.
Just wait here. I'll go check it out. Shh. Be careful. We're close to the camp."
Well, Ruby's gonna follow him. She's not gonna let him go by himself.
No, stay behind. Don't follow me.
Well, she's not gonna. She's gonna wait till he gets going, and then she's gonna go.
All right. Well, make me another stealth check then.
-10 still.
Yeah.
Shake out those 99s here. Yeah.
No. He goes, "Get back there. I will look into this."
Okay.
So he slinks off and disappears. And then a few moments later, you hear someone shout in surprise, "Ah!" And you see Waldman appear behind you and drag Klaus out from behind a rock. So what are you doing here, boy? Why are you following us? This is dangerous. He goes, I just, you're my hero, Mr. Waldman. I wanted to make sure that you're okay and see if you needed any help. This is no place for you, boy. There's an orc's camp up ahead. And Klaus is just kind of cowering. Have you seen any? Are they here? Be quiet. You'll give us away. Waldman turns around to the others. He goes, what do we do with this boy?
Arm him.
Yeah, that probably would be best.
Okay. Waldman thinks it over, and it's probably the best course of action. We're so close to the camp, and boy, you can't give us away. Get behind. Get to the back of the line. You're at the back of the marching order. He takes a dagger out from his pouch and gives it to him. He has a sword on his side, like a short sword, Waldman, so he gives Klaus a dagger. What did your roll determine there, Erg?
If I rolled a 1, I was gonna say we can use him as a meat shield.
Yeah. Some marching music. Oh.
Thankfully, I didn't roll that 1.
Thankfully. We might have some music here. We do need some marching music. So, you guys set back off after that little interruption. You have Klaus as part of the party now, the simple bar boy. And you guys set off again. Shortly after setting off, there's some trees, a small wooded area up ahead, and you glimpse gaps in the trees ahead, and the tree line before the ridge that you're setting out for. Go ahead. Who's right behind Waldman? Ruby, I need you to make me a standard awareness check. Oh, just failed. All right. So out of nowhere, a arrow flies from the trees and lands directly square in the chest of Waldman, and he drops in front of you, Ruby. Oh, and he's bleeding badly. He was critically hit.
Whoa.
Oh, gonna feel that one in the morning.
Actually,
this NPC has fulfilled his purpose.
Actually, was he hit in the head? Wait a minute here. Grievous injury table, cerebral contusion.
Brain bruising.
Yeah.
Unless his head was up his ass. He was hit in the head.
So he got hit square in the head and drops to the ground. He ain't moaning or groaning.
Okay.
Look, where did this come from?
Came from the tree line, dead ahead.
How far?
It's about 15 yards ahead.
What's the light like? What's the light condition?
You can't see anything in the trees.
Is it the same tail feathers as we've seen previously?
Yes, it is.
So it's so that came from 15 yards ahead through the trees?
From the tree line, yeah.
Fletching, I guess I should say.
But ahead of us right now is open terrain?
There's a bit of open terrain in front of you before you get to that tree line that you saw. You could see the ridge on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm. Are we in cover now?
You're not.
Well, Ruby is. She's got a big guy in front of her that she's holding up.
Drop behind Waldman. Poor Waldman.
Yep. I sure do. And check him. Is he dead?
Oh, he's dead.
Okay.
Brain bruise.
He got an arrow to the head.
She immediately puts her hand up like to say hi and waves it down sharply to get everyone down flat.
Okay. Do you guys get down?
Yep.
Trying to find cover.
Can I see anybody, Matt?
Why, do you have any racial special thing?
Bigger vantage point.
No, you don't see anything, but you guys, when Ruby raises her hand and you guys start to drop, you can hear rustling in the woods up ahead, and you can hear the sound of someone or something moving quickly away from you.
Okay, so pot shot and then retreat.
Yeah. So with this, also Klaus is like wailing. No!
I grab Klaus and put my hand over his mouth.
Okay.
Is he alive still?
Yeah, he was in the back with me.
Klaus was bringing up the rear.
I grab him and like shove my hand over his mouth.
Is the kid dead?
No, the kid's alive. The Waldman's
He's
dead.
Screaming his head off.
Yeah,
no,
Klaus
Waldman.
is screaming. Waldman's dead. What? Maximilian's son.
Waldman's
son.
dead. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Waldman is dead.
Yeah.
You check his pulse, and there's nothing there.
All right. Ruby's gonna check to see if that amulet thing is on him.
It is. He dies, and you just you start ransacking him. I love it. Okay.
No.
Yeah. The talisman is around his neck that you saw the night before.
She's worried that that's being used against us since the one party member suggested that. So, all right. So 15 yards to the tree line. How long would it take her to cover that?
Oh, it'd take you, if you're sprinting, it wouldn't take you long at all. You could get there in a matter of seconds.
All right. She's just going to go ahead and hop up and sprint after this guy.
Okay.
She's going to be moving kind of at an angle to try and dodge.
Sure. What we are going to do here is we got ourselves a pursuit. So this is the same rules as we did in the first session with the race, with Edmund with the lady on his back. So what we'll do is, how about we do this? I'll bring you over here. This is just an abstract map that we'll use for these purposes. And I will drop a ruby on there. Is anybody else going to jump into the pursuit?
I can try. I can't move that fast, though.
Puff and puff.
Okay, let's get Ruby. She's first. Barsh, let's get you on there. I'll start you down here. We'll go... Oh, actually, we'll go side to side. You guys can all be in a line. And Edmund, you're jumping into the pursuit. Elric, you're keeping the boy quiet.
Yeah, Elric's gonna work on charming this kid to shut him up.
All right, and let's put Mystery Man up there.
Okay.
Who or what this is. All right, so there's a surprise turn, and that's for the shooter. They took off before you guys, so they're going to have a bit of a head start. And we're going to get into the chase rules. Bear with me here as I get to them. So, there's always an escapee and a pursuer. So, obviously he's the escapee or the pursuers. Timing is measured in rounds. We're going to do 3 rounds, just like the last one with Edmund. So the escapee accumulates escape value every round, and the pursuers gather a pursuit value. So he always gets to roll first, and your movement, or this is your initiative. No, your movement is based off of rolling a d10 plus movement. So let's go ahead. We add it up every round. So each round, in order of initiative, you guys are going to just go after him. There's only one person. You guys can figure out what order you want to go in. Every participant rolls 1d10 and adds their movement to it, and add that to their current escape or pursuit value. So it's always accumulating.
Okay.
So
I'm ready to go.
Let me get my guy here. I just need to figure out how far ahead he is. So each of these squares is going to be 5 yards. Is that? I guess they'll be 1 yard each, won't they?
You're probably better off expanding them out to 5 yards.
Yeah. Well, he's 18 yards ahead, so we'll say he's 15 yards. 5, 10, 15. So he's 15 yards ahead of you. 18 yards, 15 yards ahead of you. So he's got quite a head start on you. And you see this this humanoid figure breaking through the woods. So he is going to now roll his d10 and get his movement on there.
Can I...
Ooh, that's terrible. Can you go on?
That's fine. I'm going to be starting from the square that the dwarf is in, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. So because we're doing 5s, we'll round up or down. Do you guys agree with that? Are you fine with that?
Fine with me.
Okay. So he moves 2. He moves 10 yards. So go ahead and roll me your movement. 1d10 plus your movement.
He's got a 16.
So move up 3 squares.
Round up to 4.
Yeah. So you would give you a 15 on that. You round down 1.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, 1. So this square would be 1, right?
We'll just say you start here. So 5, 10, 15.
15 to here.
Yeah, because each square is 5 yards.
What is? I wanted to ask about throwing dagger has a distance of 6.
Yes. So he's just out of your range.
Oh, I have to be 1 square behind him to hit him?
Yes. He's technically 10 yards ahead of you.
Right, and that's 6 feet? Is that what that is?
Well, it's all yards in this, but yeah.
Oh, so that's 6 yards. But he's 10 yards ahead, so I have to be right behind him.
Essentially, okay. 1 square away.
Got it.
Okay, Edmund, you did 10 yards. Rounding down, and Barsh, go ahead and roll me yours.
That's plus brawn?
No, it's plus a movement.
Oh, because I don't see my movement I was looking for.
Look at your combat, and then in the upper right corner.
So, Ruby, you definitely see a humanoid figure. About, or just under, actually, normal human height.
Movement is 3 plus your agility bonus.
All right, so you're the same place as Edmund. All right, that was round 1. Let's go on to round 2. I hope I roll better than 2 this time. To get away from you, jerks. All right, he moves up 15. 15 yards. He makes a break.
Okay, Ruby.
Oh!
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Breaks up ahead. Oh! 20? Round up?
Yep. 5, 10,
you are
15,
right
20.
behind him.
Okay, and then I can pop off a dagger, right?
Yeah, you can. You remember that correctly from the chase when you were given cabbages. When Edmund was given cabbages, that was something you do. You can make a ranged attack.
Any modifiers?
Yeah, definitely. Because you guys are in hot pursuit. I'm gonna give you a. Ooh, how mean do I want to be? Minus 10.
Okay. How do I do that on the throwing dagger roll?
I think the same difficulty rating will work.
If you click the difficulty at the top, yeah, let's give it a try. We haven't done combat yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then let me see here. I don't target him or anything. I just roll.
Yes. All right. All right. Where do you hit?
Wow.
You slam a dagger into him. Where do you hit? Where does that dagger land?
That's a crit, right?
Yeah.
That is epic.
Yeah, critical.
Is that something special for rolling a 1?
I don't know in combat. I read the combat rules again earlier today, anticipating we were going to get into this, and I don't remember.
Like I say, it's a critical hit because
like
100 would be a critical failure.
It's a crit, but you would think because it's a 1, you would get something else.
Let's. If there's people in the chat watching who know, what does a critical hit in combat do? Before we hit the books, because you're our resource. If you know this game better. I'm going to, in the meantime, type in critical combat.
Critical success. Some attackers allow an attacker to trigger a special effect when they roll a critical success with an attack action. In these cases, talents, professional, and racial traits allow an attacker to incur a mechanical bonus or new effect covered in its description.
So you have to have a talent or something that would do it.
It says, in cases where the attacker rolls a critical success to strike with an attack action or perilous stunt, the defender is left defenseless to it. This means that they cannot counterspell a magic effect, parry melee damage, dodge range damage, resist perilous stunts, or the effects of chaos magic. So they don't even get a defense. Or he doesn't.
No.
He's defenseless.
Okay, nice. So the sad thing is I only rolled 8 damage. I guess that's all right.
Yeah, that's
At least it just happens. It might go over his threshold and cause injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so because it's a critical, I'll let you call where you hit him. How about that?
I will chuck that right into his the meaty part of his calf.
Okay.
So that it'll hopefully slow him down a little bit.
Sure. So you whip this dagger. It lands in the back of this figure's calf, and it drops to the ground and starts moaning. And right. You get closer, and you see. Oh, I think we have to do a roll here. You see this strange creature. He looks like a powerfully built teenager because he is shorter than your average humanoid. So you assume he's younger. His skin is sallow and has a heavy brow, which is topped with a sloped forehead, which in turn tapers off into a head of sparse, greasy black hair. He has a pronounced underbite, so that 2 overly large, sharp teeth poke up over his top lip. His nose is snout-like and has deep-set, black, piggish eyes. More swine than human.
It's being orc.
Oh, what do you want?
He's talking?
Yeah.
The rest of us catch up with him?
Yeah, the rest of you guys catch up to him now. This creature is clutching at its calf. If you want, you can all go ahead and make a hard folklore test to determine just exactly what he is. He doesn't look like an average orc.
Oh, I think maybe he's a half orc.
Barsh, I just got a message from you. You can do what you want, man.
This is definitely the cross between halfling and ogre. I know this for sure.
Let's see here. Folklore. Where am I going?
Nope.
Where's this under?
Oh, look at her roll.
There it is.
Erg, you're still hanging back. You didn't join the pursuit. Ruby, though, you look this thing over, and Barsh too. Oh no, that was a combat. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on a second. So you're looking him over, Ruby, and yeah, this thing is definitely a half breed between an orc and a human, and is young.
About 10, 11 years old.
More like a teenager, but it's a young mind in like an adult body, because this thing is just like built and ripped. So he's squirming there and squealing, and as Barsh walks up, he brings his Morgenstein down on this thing's hand. You know, and I was gonna give you a difficulty, but because you're doing a called shot, Barsh, because you wanted to hit his hand, right?
Yep, just smash
but
his hand.
you rolled a 4, so you hit your target. So this thing lets out a wail as you bring your Morgenstein down on its hand.
Ruby will look over at that. I guess that's so it doesn't fire its bow.
Stop moving.
She'll draw her court sword and just have it, kind of like out pointed at him. And she'll hold her finger up to her lips. Go, shh. Stop making all that racket. She's going to look over her shoulder then at, what's our fat boy's name?
Edmund.
Edmund was the you're the sneak, right? You're the scout.
Yeah, a little slippery here and there.
She's gonna like point in the direction he was running, and kind of motion that way, point to her eyes. Like, can you go up and watch out for us? And then she's going to look back at this creature and say, why the hell did you shoot our friend in the head?
Fuck. He's totally like crunching through, like kicking rocks.
You're also like huffing and puffing after the race. Just wheezing.
My bad.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. Thank you. So he's clenching his hand. I rolled on the injury table because he is now more than just stabbed in the back of the leg with a dagger. It seems like his injuries have compounded, and so you don't know the extent of it, but he's in quite a bit of pain and he's wheezing. Oh, what do you want with me? What are you doing? And he's like starting to raise his voice.
Okay, I'm gonna press the tip of the court sword up under his chin and say, if you can't be quiet, I'm gonna have to end you.
Fine. What do you want?
Where's your camp? Is it over in the cave?
He points towards where Edmund is trudging through the bushes and wheezing.
Ugh. Why did you attack the village? Why did you string those men up and murder them? Why did you attack the caravan with the hemp in it?
Okay, so you want to question him?
Yeah.
Time for a social intrigue encounter. So, attempting to interrogate this being immediately triggers a social intrigue event. So, what I need you guys to do, who's all involved? Barsh and Ruby? Is Edmund gonna hobble on back for this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He's gonna like try to be more quiet just to get a look to see, to cover our back while we're interrogating.
Okay, so this is a complex exchange. So what I need, everybody involved has to go ahead and you need to determine who's participating. So we've already done that. Your objectives and the stakes of the encounter. So
who else participating?
I think Barsh, who's got his Morgenstein. Elric and Erg are still back with Waldman's dead body with the arrow through his forehead.
Okay, well, Ruby will wave those guys up. I mean, you guys can join in on this if you want.
You guys broke off into the bush. Do you want to?
You guys are gone.
Do you guys want to drag this thing back?
Well, is Erg's AFK still?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to have everybody join in on this.
Do you want to see your sword out and you're poking, prodding him to go back?
Yeah, we'll drag him back before we start the social.
All right, he's pretty injured, so he's not putting up much of a fight here.
Okay, I'll take my little dagger back too.
Okay, as you guys head back and break through the tree line, you see Waldman's body there. You see Klaus sitting at his body crying. Erg and Elric are standing over, and at first sight of your captive, Klaus jumps up and starts yelling and has his dagger out and runs towards.
I'll grab him again. God damn it, Klaus.
All right. He's like, hey, that's the one that killed Waldman. He must pay.
He's gonna pay after we question him. After we question him.
Okay. All right. So you guys drag him over. You promise you'll kill him.
Actually, Ruby doesn't really want to leave the safety of the tree line. At this point, we're 15 yards away from the others.
Yeah.
She's gonna wave them to her.
Sure.
I don't think it's smart for us to be out in the open when we can be in the trees. So
sure. Before we do this social intrigue, do you guys want to take a quick 5-minute break? I know I just looked at the clock and we've been going steady here for a while. We'll just do 5 minutes and come back.
Yeah, I can get a drink.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. All right, everyone, we will be back. Okay, we're back. We're just entering a social encounter. To those who stuck around, thank you for waiting. We're going to interrogate our captive, a young half-orc who just killed one of the, I don't know, would you say important NPCs to this quest so far? Semi-important?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Semi.
So he's sitting there. You guys bring him back to the tree line, and you guys all gather there, and he's clutching his hand, and he's like rocking back and forth, and he's bleeding. What do you want from me? So social intrigue, the way it works is, you guys have to choose what you want to accomplish in this, and the risks associated with what you want to do. So what do you guys want to get out of this interrogation?
Numbers, location of the camp.
We know the camp's over the ridge. You already pointed that out.
Okay.
Numbers, if we can, objective, but we were really sent up here to get the numbers, right?
Right. Well, but Ruby also wants to know why they attacked the village, why they killed those two men, attacked the caravan, and then killed those two men the way they did. Who sent them to do this?
Okay. I'm making note of your wants.
Anybody else?
I want to know how many more are out here with him.
Okay.
I will be using intimidation if that's possible.
Oh yes, it's the next part we're going to get to.
Ruby will be using charm, so I think we got a good cop, bad cop thing going here.
So, yes, the next piece of... So those are the question one. Numbers at the camp, why they attacked, and who ordered the attack, and is he alone? Those are your three things you want to learn from this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, one other... we don't want to... I don't think we need to know if he's alone, if we know the numbers at the camp, do we?
Well,
I mean, he's a scout, I'm guessing. I don't know if there was other ones out here with him.
like, are there other... Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, if you don't return...
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Do we want to ask anything about, like, what comes next? Like, what the next part of their plan is?
That's a good idea. I also wouldn't mind knowing if there's any hierarchy to the camp.
Who's in charge?
Who's his daddy and what does he do?
I think the question is, who's his mommy?
Who's your daddy?
That's gonna be.
What does he do?
Yeah, who's your daddy? So yeah, two more questions, I guess. Anything else, guys?
That makes sense to me.
Okay. So now you all have to choose a skill on the social tactic associated with so bargain, charm, guile, interrogation, intimidate, leadership, rumor. Everybody has to choose one of those. And let me know what you choose. Because on my end, I choose a favored skill, and he will react differently if one of you guys choose the skill.
I'm going rumor.
Okay, rumor.
I will go guile.
Okay.
Charm.
Charm, intimidate. Emmond?
I'm not part of it. I was watching our back.
Okay.
Unless I need to be.
Well, you can be if you want.
Well, I was just trying to cover our butts because we're interrogating this guy and his camp's right here, and we get walked up on in the middle of it without noticing.
That's probably a very good idea. But you have a high fellowship, don't you?
Let me look. I've got bargain and rumor where I'm skilled in. I've got a 42 fellowship.
Yeah, I'd say bargain would probably be pretty helpful because no one's using that.
Okay.
Why don't you do this? Can he come back and bargain, and Ruby will swap with him on keeping watch?
Bargain and Stegel?
Well, bargain and guile, but we'll take turns, like, working on him.
Well, then you're going to drop your watch if you're both going to sit there and interrogate him.
Okay, well.
He can't ask a question or whatever and then come trade out with me and then me come over. It has to be all together at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are
fine.
very close to the camp, so to be walking back and forth and questioning this guy.
I'm easy with however y'all want to do it.
Let's roll the dice and have let's all question him. It'll be more fun.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll your associated, the skill that you guys listed. So, but I'm going to give you different modifiers. Intimidate and Guile. You guys are both rolling at a plus 20. And everyone else is at a minus 20.
I have a question.
Yes.
What social class is he?
Well, I'll let you know that he's lowborn.
That's great. That means I get a plus 20.
You get a plus 20. Okay. Yeah, if there's any other lowborns, you get a plus 20. Sorry.
It's just because I have a silver tongue. If I'm talking to lowborn or highborn, I get plus 20 to charm rolls.
Yeah, if anybody else is a lowborn, then you don't get a minus 20.
What about being an aristocrat?
Nope. If you're a different social status, it affects the rules.
Okay.
Barsh. Do you want to do anything about that?
With the 20, I should make it, right?
Oh, you didn't add the plus 20 on. No, you did.
Well, I put the difficulty. I set the difficulty.
I hit it on the nose.
Yes. Ruby made it.
The setting the difficulty doesn't add the plus 20, does it?
It does, yeah. If you hover over that 79, you got 49 plus 10 plus 20. That's how you got up to 79.
Oh.
And Elric
was weird.
That is weird. How do you have a 0? Oh, it minus it out.
It might be because of the plus.
That's weird. Okay.
It says plus.
So we've got Ruby. And we've got Edmund. Whew, just hitting it. Okay.
For me, it should be a minus 20.
You guys... So Ruby and... Sorry, who was the other one that passed?
Edmund with his bargain.
And Edmund. And Elric passed after rolling correctly. So you guys head over and you start questioning him. And in particular to you, Ruby, and the way you're questioning him with your guile, you see him to be breaking down. At first, all he's saying is threatening that his mother will he'll zap you, and Gwar will eat you. You'll never escape. And then you start applying your guile, Ruby, and he starts to break down. He starts to break the talking about mother zapping you and Gwar eating you.
Know all about your mother, your human mother, and her tricks. That's why we're here. Is that guile? Is that what guile is?
Well, this isn't one of the things you were asking. This is why we set this out ahead of time.
No. I was trying to be guileful.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
What is guile per se?
Well, I say it's underhandedness, right?
Yeah. Like being sneaky and double meaning on words and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have no idea how.
You want to know what the numbers of the camp? He goes, there's hundreds and hundreds of orcs at the camp. You can't stop us. There's hundreds of us. With that, you guys can all make a routine, a plus 10 folklore check. With him saying there's hundreds and hundreds of orcs.
Might be routine.
Have a 65% chance, but roll a 98.
I know, right? Yeah. So far, you guys are like,
folklore. You said
folklore. Yep, with a routine.
Yeah, well, Ruby wouldn't believe that, anyways. I mean, there's been no evidence of that.
You're going, oh crap! They got there's great numbers over there. What are we gonna do? We gotta check this out. Edmund says Edmund goes, you know that's bullshit, Edmund. You know that orcs typically they don't travel in large numbers beyond like 2 loads and loads. Or actually, they don't travel in numbers that big, and it's unusual for orcs to use numbers beyond 1 or 2. So
you full of shit, lad.
This seems off to you. No, there's hundreds of us. We'll destroy the village.
Someone's got too much human blood in them.
So is there anything succeeding on the bargain? Like, look, let's make a deal, kid.
No, this is to grease the information out of him, to see how many answers he gives you to your questions and such. So you want to know, let's see, why the attack was a question that you asked. He goes, I don't know why. Mother brought us here, and she's always right, no matter what Gwar and the others say. After all, the stupid orcs normally fight with each other all the time, but they not when Mother's in charge. They deserve to die.
Why did they deserve to die?
Why is
he goes?
They'll me have sorry. More questions.
They'll be sorry. Mother told us. I don't. I not know any more than that. And that answers your questions that you're going to get out of this creature. Go ahead.
What's he got on him?
Yeah, you want to search him? He is carrying a bow.
Okay.
A knife. And he's wearing some leather gear. But you notice something strange around his neck. There is a similar talisman around his neck that Waldman has, and the one that Erg currently has in his pocket.
They're all match.
Mother.
What else does Waldman have on him?
He's just wearing some like hiking gear. He's not dressed for battle. He's got a short sword on him. He's got a pack, and it's got just some supplies in it, general things. But you assume that he had said that he's done this hike many times, and this was a reconnaissance mission, so he packed light.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, Erg. Do you remember those rolls you made last time you encountered 2 of those talismans?
I do.
We're going to go ahead and do that again. Just got to find where we did that and what I made you roll.
It was incantation.
It was an intelligence, right?
It was incantation, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I believe it was routine.
Any character with arcane or divine magic will be able to tell... Yeah, when did you guys first encounter that? Yeah, go ahead and roll routine incantation. Yes.
Man.
Doesn't it stands out. It's unusual, but you can't put your finger on it.
What do you think, guys? Should I re-roll that?
Sure.
It's on the other page. Here, I'll take you back to the other page where all your coins are. Flip it. All right, re-roll. Okay, so this time you look it over and you look at Waldman's and you look at the other one in your pocket, and both Waldman's and the other one that you took from the grave, well, all three of them appear like they would have some sort of magical property to them. But to you, it appears this one that you took from Gregor still holds its magic.
I know what the magic wasn't. It wasn't protection from arrows.
He goes, do you take it off of him or you just notice it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take it off of him. Compare
give that back.
Right up against my my other one.
To me. So you hold them all up together. And they look very, very, very similar. Why don't you go ahead? All of you can make a challenging scrutinize test. With the revelation that you've encountered, or that you've collected these talismans now, especially off of this guy, this half-orc. Oh, Ruby.
Back. Sorry, I had to get the wife medicine.
No worries. So Ruby and Barsh so far. Ruby and Barsh.
Am I supposed to be rolling something?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a scrutinize, a challenging scrutinize. With the revelation that these talismans all look somewhat identical. They've all look very similar and probably made by, by maybe the same crafters. So, Ruby, Barsh, and who was it? Elric?
No, not Elric.
Not Elric. Ruby and Barsh. You
Elric
guys,
continues to roll horrible.
It dawns on you. There's some similarities between this creature and Waldman. The way they purse their lips before they speak, and they share passing features, which even at cursory glance appear to be maybe akin to one another.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you want to bring Max?
Please tell him he killed his brother.
Yes.
I can't. I didn't pass it. Somebody please say that.
Someone should tell Erg so Erg can say it.
Yeah.
So
who's the other person that
Ruby and Ruby and who was the other one? Oh, it wasn't Barsh. It was just Ruby.
Oh, Ruby's the only one?
Ruby's the only one who made this connection.
All right. Well, Ruby will
Barsh
just
can make it.
Barsh, what did you roll? You rolled a 31, but you had a 26 as your target.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you made it with a 31.
Ruby will look down at the boy and say, "Boy, you know, you look a lot like Walden."
Who's this Waldman?
It's the boy you shot in the head. Here, let me show you. I'll drag him over. This is see this pendant that you're wearing? He's wearing the same one. His mom made this before you took her 12 years ago.
Goes, I didn't take his mother 12 years ago. I don't know who this human is.
I think he's trying to tell you it's your brother.
I have no brother.
Not
well,
anymore.
You have to picture him without an arrow in his face.
Yeah.
I don't have a brother.
Hey,
Anymore? Yeah, I agree.
what's your name?
It's Gregor.
Gregor, what do you want us to do with you now?
Do what you will.
If we let you go, where are you going to go?
I'm going to go back to Mother.
And your hundreds of orcs?
Hundreds and hundreds.
You count really well for an orc. How many? Show me how many fingers
Wow.
on your hand are hundreds.
When you call him orc, he's like offended. His mother says I'm better than them. I'm no orc.
Okay. Well,
We are quickly going into a place I'm not comfortable with here, gents.
what is that?
Yeah, what is that?
Ogre, Oh, you said orc. I'm thinking ogre. I got them all mixed up.
I was like, what?
Ogres are fine.
It's been a long day.
He's an orc. He's a half orc. I'm no orcs. I'm better than them. Mother says I'm better.
Okay. Where's your dad?
He shrugs.
Okay. Well,
Mother protects us.
Ruby, look over at the party. Can we use a little bit of that rope to tie him up? And is he stable now, or is he still bleeding out?
He's still pretty injured.
Okay. Is he getting worse, or is he stable?
He's bleeding pretty heavily.
All right. We'll staunch the wound. Bandage his wound in his leg.
Sure. What about in his mangled hand?
Oh, well, that's not bleeding. That's just crushed, right?
Yeah. Well, it was a cutting weapon that you brought down on it.
Oh, really?
No, it was crushing. Oh,
it was crushing. Okay, yeah. Then, it's just crushed. He's probably got a broken hand that he's nursing over there. Every bone is shattered in his hand. But yeah, he's bleeding out from his calf.
We're gonna tie you up and gag you. That's in lieu of killing you. Is that okay?
He just kind of groans and moans.
Okay, take that as a yes. So we'll secure him, and then Ruby's gonna ask the party, what do you guys want to do next? Do you want to check out the cave? Do you want to head back? Do you want to lay an ambush and wait for them to come looking for Gregor and take out a few more?
And take the fight to them.
You seem better with battle plans than I.
I like it.
It would be nice to know what's going to be coming if we could scout the cave or whatnot.
I'll tell you, there ain't going to be no hundreds and hundreds. I know that orcs don't travel like that.
What time of night is it or day is it at this point?
It's like midday. It took you half a day to get here. Waldman did say it was going to be like a day's travel, like round trip. So yeah, it's about early afternoon.
Are these things able to see in the dark? Are they more active at night?
Why don't you go ahead and make me a -10 folklore check to see what you know about orcs?
All right.
Anybody?
Yeah, anybody can do that. If Ruby asks this out loud. Can orcs see in the dark? Ruby, you have heard tales of orcs being able to see in complete night.
Okay. All right. Well, Ruby will say, well, we got a half a day, so I don't want to be on this ridge when darkness comes because we're going to be at a big disadvantage. So either we press forward or we fall back.
Do we want to go scout and get the numbers that we were sent here for?
That sounds like a reasonable idea.
Do we have the ability to do it well?
What do we do with him? She'll nod at the
Gregor.
No, the boy, not the.
Oh, Klaus.
Well, Maximilian lost a son but gained another. I think we'll be good.
Oh. Wow.
Klaus, do you think you could make it back to town to get help?
Yeah, he nods. Yeah, I can make it. I can do that. I know the way.
Let them know that the orcs killed Maximilian's son, Klaus, and send some more men with weapons.
Okay. He nods his head. Okay, yes, I'll be back. I'll be back with more. And he scurries back off in the direction you guys came, with his dagger held out. Not really being stealthful, just running.
All right, that's one less variable to deal with. What do you want to do?
I feel like we'll never see him again.
Good chance. What do we want to do with the half orc? Leave him tied up?
Plus 17 corruption, sending a simple boy back.
He followed us.
No, yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
That's probably better than taking him down to the orc cave. What do we want to do about the half orc? Do we want to knock him out? Leave him tied up?
Tie him up to his brother. There'll be some dead weight. Hold him down.
Oh man!
All right, we'll tie him to a tree, I guess.
You keep what you kill.
This is going to get pretty punny.
Yeah. Anybody use a bow?
Is that martial or simple?
Simple.
Could you use martial for it?
See, if it's simple, I could use it. I don't have a ranged weapon.
All right. Why don't you take it then if you're in the arrows?
Cool. How many arrows does he have?
He's got 10.
All right. Anybody need a short sword? No?
Negative.
All right. Ruby will take it as an extra blade in case someone needs it later.
Okay.
And who's our scout?
Your scout is
Edmund.
Edmund.
I thought somebody else was doing scout earlier. I mean, if it's stealth, then yeah, I guess unfortunately I've got the best. You haven't rolled good the last couple rolls.
Edmund, why don't you go ahead and take point? We'll work our way back up to the top of the ridge again.
Okay. Go ahead, make me a just a standard stealth check.
Standard.
Oh, look at you. You guys are all impressed because like Edmund is just he's trudging through this little wood line, but he's making no sound whatsoever. He's blending in the surroundings.
Brad, he's okay.
Yeah, yeah, right. He's not huffing and puffing. Okay, so Edmund, you get up ahead, and you get to the slope. You can see down that the camp is about 30 yards away. The slope is steep and overgrown with bushes. And you can see what appears to be one kobold patrol in between you and the camp. Currently up here on the slope, you're not going to be able to get a good view and numbers on what's going on in the camp or hear anything. So you're sure that you have to get down the approach, down the slope, and get closer to the camp if you want to get any information.
Right, boys, I'm going to have to get down closer to get numbers. I can't see them from here, but there's
How
some
big
stuff down there.
What's this Cobalt Patrol look like?
It is 5 kobolds just kind of clankering around. They're just kind of like marching back and forth. You if you're sneaky enough, you think you could get around them without alerting them.
All right. Do you want us to set up on top of the ridge here and cover in case something goes bad? We can run back up and
like lead us around it quietly, the whole group, or is it going to have to be like each person trying to stealth pass?
Well,
I think
if you're stealthy enough, you'll be able to make it past them.
Well,
he says.
the way this is laid out, this encounter, we'll call it, is you're going to do this in 3 parts. You're 30 yards out, so I'm going to ask you to make me a couple rolls every 10 yards. So 30 yards out, you're going to make me a stealth check, and you're going to make me an awareness check. And the difficulties are going to change at each interval. So you'll do the same thing at 20 yards out, but the difficulty will change. And then you'll do another one at 10 yards out, and the difficulties will change. And I'm going to tally the results, and that will determine how this plays out. So anybody who wants to join old Edmund can do so. I see Erg has rolled something here.
Yeah,
can we
we're gonna
see
fight.
the Cobalt Scouts like clearly from where we are currently?
They pop in and out of the bushes from time to time because it is a bushed area.
Do they have
overgrown
warning devices, horns, drums, whatnot?
Not from what you can see whenever they go in front of you.
What is their ability as a patrol to alert the camp?
You don't know what.
I tap Edmund on the shoulder, show him a silver dart, and say, "I'll cover you from."
Yeah.
Now,
Ruby thinks.
is it close enough? Could we take them out from range?
Nah.
You can attempt that.
We're
not gonna take out 5 of them at once.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna end up in causing a combat, and then the whole camp will get alerted. Basically, what Ruby thinks we should let him go down and try out the stealth, and if he gets caught, he runs back up the hill, and we cover him, and then we just fight it out on the cliff face here.
Prepare for the worst.
Edmund just kind of looks at you and chuckles. Run. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Just imagine you have a woman with cabbage on your shoulders.
Yeah. Well, Ruby is thinking to herself. She doesn't say this out loud, but she knows she's faster than most of the people there.
Okay. So Edmund's going alone?
Every additional person stealthing just increases the chance of getting caught, right?
Yes.
Or is it as a group?
No, each character, and then your successes and failures will be tallied to determine what happens.
It's basically going to be a group roll from we're totaling all of the group's stealth, and it's like, oh,
right,
that's worse than their awareness rolls.
Yeah, his stealth is the highest, so anybody we add reduces our chances of success. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Edmund's got the highest stealth, so anybody else that... Ruby will go with you if you want. I'm slightly below you, but...
I'm just saying, okay, if I do... This is just for, reconnaissance, right? Then I've got to do the same shit coming back, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Unless it ends... if it starts in a fight, then yeah. But if I get past them, I've got to do the same thing to come back, correct?
Yeah. If those kobolds are there, definitely.
Do you want Ruby to go with you?
I'll get it. Watch this, boys.
All right.
Hold my sausage and watch this.
My sausage. All right, so I'm gonna get you to roll.
I'm carrying the bow with me.
Yeah. All right, so make me your first stealth check at a +20. All right, 1 success.
All right.
And go ahead and make me an awareness at a -20. Okay.
Damn.
And now, so you clear the first 10 yards, and you scurry down there. You avoid the kobolds as they walk in front of you. Now for the next 10 yards, or 20 yards out, for the next 10 yards, I need you to make me a routine stealth check at a plus. So that's +10. Hey. And now you're going to do a challenging awareness test. So it's getting easier as you go down for the awareness.
Nice. Oh,
no, it doesn't.
All right. So again, you slip past the kobolds. they're now to your back, and you just got that last stretch, the last 10 yards to get up close into the bushes surrounding the camp and the trees, where you can get a good look and you can check things out. So go ahead and make me a standard stealth check.
Damn it.
Okay. And a standard eavesdrop rather than an awareness. Oh, critical failure.
That's a failure.
It's a critical
failure.
Okay.
I totally hear something that didn't happen.
So let me tally these up here. So you made it past the kobolds, no problem. You cleared them. They're to your back. They have no idea what that you just snuck past them. But for your awareness tests, okay, you get up to the camp, and you cannot get a clear number of how many orcs are in the camp. There's orcs, kobolds, and low orcs from what you can see. And they're in front of you. You lose sight of some. More come into the picture. You hear lots and lots of voices. So you're a little confused. You're like, oh man, maybe there are hundreds and hundreds of orcs here. Because you also failed that. Oh no, you passed that test. So you're like, maybe there's a lot of orcs. Low orcs, high orcs, kobolds coming and going. This is a large encampment.
And that's all I can glean.
That's for their numbers. So now that you're 10 yards out, though, you can start to overhear some conversations amongst the mutants. Oh, you didn't pass your eavesdrop, did you?
No, I critically failed my eavesdrop.
Yeah, you can't really make anything out. The voices are all just blending in, and you can't make anything out.
So at this point, I kind of figure I need to head back, or about all I can tell.
Do you want to wait there a little bit, or do you want to just head back right away?
Well, yeah. If I feel like I'm in a safe spot to kind of like do more reconnaissance, I will. But
okay. Okay. So then we'll do this backwards, I guess. So stealth and awareness. Well, no awareness this time, because that was as you're approaching the camp. So go ahead and make me again standard stealth check.
Yeah, can he get any more checks on spying on the camp if he stays a while?
I don't know.
Just was saying, if I feel like I'm in a safe spot, I'll sit for a little bit.
You're definitely blending in with your surroundings. Like no one is aware that you're there, from what you can tell. Orcs are walking like right by the tree line, like within feet of you, and don't sense your presence or anything. Nothing's out of the ordinary.
As far as I'll wait. Now, how long did it take me to get here?
Oh, it only took you maybe 10, 15 minutes of like bobbing and weaving, going down. Like you were careful, so.
Yeah, I'll wait like 30 minutes or so just to see, what's going on.
Okay. So after about a few minutes, a large number of the mutants start to get up and start leaving the camp. It looks like they're under the leadership of a large orc himself. You're assuming he must be a higher ranking one. But his skin is like peeling and falling off. It's really unusual to see. It's like almost like molting off of his body. But he growls something out, and a number of the mutants stand up and they leave with him. After several more minutes, it looks like another chunk of the mutants get up, about a quarter of the horde, and they break off into smaller groups under the command of looks like to be maybe a low orc, not as imposing and as impressive as the large one that was shouting at the others earlier. And a few moments later, it seems like the remaining quarter of the horde's numbers get up, and they're divided now. There seems to be only a few guards left, from what you can tell, sitting around and resting. And as you're sitting there watching all this, you see a human female, a young, well, she would be in her late teens, early 20s, making her way towards you. While making her way towards the tree line. Well, she's teenager. She's a teenager in later teenage years, from what you can tell. And she's starting to head in the direction of the woods that you're in.
Okay, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna get my blackjack ready to, like, if she's like comes like right to me and I need to crack her in the head.
Yeah. No, this it's a human girl, and she's like all painted up and almost looks like a wildling. Well, let's do this.
I didn't steal her necklace,
which is unusual. Here, let's do this. She looks like that's Edmund, which is unusual in a band in a camp of mutants to have a human girl, teenage girl among their ranks.
That's a cool image. That's Max's daughter.
So she's heading over in your direction. It doesn't look like she hears you or is aware of your presence, but she's just heading straight into that direction.
Yeah, as long as she does not go like, hey, she's about to bump into me, I'm just gonna be as still as possible and just see what she does.
Sure. So, do you want to try and sneak away, or you just want to wait?
I'm gonna observe.
Sure. So she looks like she goes in the woods, and she's like looking for something. And every once in a while, she'll show Gregor, and she's starting to head up the slope in the direction where you came.
Is anybody following her?
It's just her. Gregor, where are you?
Now, I heard him say his name earlier, didn't I?
Yep.
I'm going to let her get a good lead, and I'm going to try to stealth my way back.
All
Shadow
right.
her.
So we'll... Go ahead.
Do we see her coming up the slope?
You see a figure break out of the woods 30 feet ahead. The woods that Edmund came out of. And you can see you can hear her shouting something, and she's like looking around. Her head's going side to side, and she's looking around.
Well, I thought we were on the edge looking down at like the camp and the kobolds and stuff.
Well, it goes down a steep slope into like a wooded area surrounding the camp. And that's why you need to get closer to get numbers and everything instead of just sitting up there and looking down on them and counting.
When we see her, can we kind of all hide?
Hey, you can try stealth tests. I'll give you a stealth plus 10 because you guys can fall back to the wooded area if you want.
Yeah, we just want to kind of, we'll fall back to the wooded area because she's going to be coming up over the edge here.
Erg. Blends in.
I am a tree.
Yes, you are.
Blood on the wind.
Oh, Ruby, you're not doing well in those stealth tests.
I am not.
Difficulty is it?
It was a plus 10.
Routine.
That only makes it funnier that I blended in, Ruby.
Yeah, and you're like 9 feet tall. All right, well, Ruby's got like a piece of red in her clothing that's sticking out.
All right. Barsh, are you going to blend in or are you just going to stand your ground?
I'm going to stand my ground.
All right. As I would expect Barsh to do.
Cracks his neck, spits out a gob or something.
And Edmund, I'm going to get you to do... You peer back the way you came, and the kobold patrol seems to have gone. You don't see them. You're kind of like waiting and watching, and you want to kind of go around her. You want to circumnavigate her, right?
I'm going to shadow her. So where, like, if something happens, if she runs back towards the group, or like if she notices our people, then she's going to have to run into me.
Okay. So how many yards do you want to put between you and her? Let me put it that way. That'll determine our difficulty. It's 30 yards from the tree line to the top, to the peak.
Then we'll split the difference. We'll do 15 yards.
15 yards? Okay. Go ahead and do it at a plus 10 stealth.
On stealth? Was that for stealth check?
Yeah, for stealth. Sounds good. Yeah, we're gonna stop here in about 20 minutes.
Nice.
Woo! Woo! All right, so everybody holds back. She's making her way up the slope. You're tailing her, Edmund. And she's Gregor, where are you? And she starts to get to the top of the slope. She makes about halfway up. Are you standing on the edge, Barsh? Or are you like once she peaks and gets over the edge, you're standing there?
No, I'm not that close. I would say I'm about maybe 10 yards. I'm not that close to it.
Because it was steep. So like she's climbing up. So she won't necessarily see you if you're not standing right at the edge.
Yeah, I'm not at the edge.
Okay. So she makes her way to the crest and then she sees you. And she's like, Who are you? Intruder, where's Gregor? And she starts to panic, and Edmund, you're like right behind her.
Yeah, I'm going to try to grab her.
Okay. Do you want to grab her? Do you want to hit her with your blackjack? What do you want to do?
Let me look with the
blackjack. Some dual damage.
You did have your blackjack ready.
Yeah, it can only inflict moderate injuries. It can never do severe or grievous, so I don't have to worry about killing her.
Yeah, you won't kill her.
And then it's powerful immediately after striking. Foe weapons of this quality force the foe to resist with toughness or be shoved out of the engagement. So does that just mean like they get knocked out?
Yeah, or shoved out of the engagement typically means like, yeah, they'd be knocked out or they'd be pushed like a square away sort of thing. Like you knock them backwards. They reel back. So she'd fall closer to Barsh. She'd like fall to the ground like a yard.
Okay, so I'm going to try to clock her in the head with the blackjack.
Yeah, go for it. It's going to be at, I'll give you a plus 10 to that. You're like right behind her. She's not aware. Oh.
And totally miss.
You want to use a fortune?
Yeah.
Okay. Flippity doo-dah. I haven't really had a chance to use these yet.
Good.
Son of a bitch.
You want to blow another one? No, don't you have, I think you have to take the second result, don't you?
Yeah, because that's a crit failure right there. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Can he fall back to his regular failure, or does he have to take the crit?
Let's see here. Reroll a failed skill, but not a critical. Oh, you can't reroll a critical failure. Gain 1 action point.
I just throw my blackjack and knock one of my buddies out.
What I'm going to say happens. So you miss her, and I'm going to say you stumble backwards, and you fall down you trip, and you fall down the slope 10 yards. You fall 10 yards down. So there's now a gap. You're on the ground, and there's a gap now between you and her. For the crit miss. So she turns around and sees you now too. She's like, "Oh, there's a party of them." And she starts shouting, and she's gonna start making her way back.
Shit.
Okay, yeah, good.
Can I cast magic missile here, Matt?
Sure.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. yeah. You can cast.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Didn't they see the flames?
I was gonna say, can I use a bargain? Like, we have your brother. Shut up, or we'll kill him.
Okay.
What sucks is I have the perfect move, but I can't do it because my gun will like alert everything.
Okay.
Yep,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead and do your magic missiles there, Erg. Wow.
I get it though. He's been aching to fire those things since he got
right.
He's like, I just want to shoot my spell.
There we go. I think I hit her.
Yeah, you hit her.
Does it give you damage?
Yeah, I'm looking for the damage.
Chaos 4, Corruption 1.
Yeah, give yourself 1 corruption.
1d10 plus WB.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me your a D10 plus what's your WB bonus right now?
Willpower bonus, right?
6.
Ouch. Do a 1d10 plus 6. Oh, well, plus 6. 8
so
damage.
8.
Okay, what does it look like? Go ahead and describe a magic missile to us.
A thing of force just flies out of my hand and smashes into her.
All right, it hits her, and she drops to the ground, and she's withering in pain. Oh, like you could tell she's injured, and she's moaning at this. And you guys are all kind of shocked. I don't know if you've ever seen Urg do this before, but this thing just whizzes through from the tree line and slams into this teenage girl.
I have never said that I can do any magic to you guys. So.
You thought he was just an astrologer. Astrologer or astronomer?
He's a witch.
Yeah, he's a witch. Kill him. Okay, so
let's run up and jump on her and bring her back up here.
Yeah, let's take her back to the to her brother.
Okay. Yeah. You
Hey, that's 1 corruption, right?
That's 1 corruption. You trying to gain some more?
Do you get a corruption every time you shoot a spell?
Yeah. And the more powerful the spell, the more corruption he gets.
Wow. Yeah. Is she making any noise now?
She's moaning in pain and withering on the ground.
All right. All right, Ruby will try and get her to move with them back to back to her brother. She says, "Come on, I'll take you to your brother."
Oh, what have you? She's like, "Oh, what have you done to him?"
Don't make any noise, or we'll have to.
Mother will kill you.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
All right, so we've got 13 minutes left here, and we've got an interrogation. So let's interrogate her, and we will leave off there. How does that sound? This shouldn't take too long. It's the same thing we did before with a social intrigue interrogation.
And I'll fill everybody in on what I saw on numbers and stuff.
Yeah. Great numbers in the camp. Okay, so
yeah,
she's
can't be hundreds, but there's lots of them.
I love that I have to roll under a 73 to hit someone with that.
That's pretty good.
So go ahead. What do you guys want to get out of her?
Same questions as before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did they attack the why did you attack your father's hemp wagon train? Why did you kill the other 2 and string them up the way you did? What are you planning next? And what's the next movie?
Where's everybody that was down there going?
Yep, that'd be a good question too.
Okay. So go ahead and choose the skill again for me that you want to leverage for this.
Rumor for me.
I'll do guile again.
Charm.
You're a charming fellow. What else we got?
What's the difficulty on the intimidate?
It's going to depend on whether you choose the favored or unfavored, and what class born you are and all that.
Lowborn, intimidating.
Okay.
And can it be any skill, or does it have to be like a fellowship skill?
It has to be a... Oh, where are they? Bargain, charm, guile, interrogation, intimidate, leadership, or rumor.
It's all fellowship.
I did mine.
Okay.
I'll do rumor if somebody else hadn't already done it.
Sure.
I'm doing rumor. I have a bonus on that one.
Okay. I did do,
The
bargain.
interrogation is actually a skill.
Bargain would be good because no one else has that.
Okay, I'll use bargain.
Okay. So I've got Barsh's roll. Barsh, you succeed. So anybody who's lowborn gets no difference. Same amount of order chaos plus 10. Yeah, everybody roll yours. Everybody roll it at a 0. Unless you're not a lowborn. If you're a lowborn, you get a minus. If you're anything other than a lowborn, you get a minus 20 to your roll. In this instance, she's harder to crack.
So
except for those of us who are silver tongued, which will.
So
you
if you're not
20?
lowborn, it's minus 20.
If you're not lowborn, it's minus 20. Yep.
So I can cancel that 20.
Oh wow. Edmund.
Critical fail.
Barsh. Well, intimidate is one of one of them, and charm is the other. And Elric passes, so we got 2 here. Okay, so yeah. So you want to know about numbers in the camp? She tells you there's
That's not one of the things we need to know now.
Oh, okay. That was one of the things that was written down.
For last time, I think, or
okay.
It should have been for this time.
Okay, so go ahead and ask her some questions. We'll wrap this up.
So, why did they attack the hemp, and why did they kill those 2 people?
She goes, well, because my father betrayed the women and infants 12 years ago, and Heinrich was part of the betrayal, and he deserved what he got.
But why now?
They're to feel the same terror the women did before they all died.
So what's the plan next?
She goes, my mother will lead the mutants to glory.
So she plans on attacking the town and destroying it.
That's correct.
Man, but now I feel for the mutants.
Yeah, what if only the guilty ones paid and the rest could learn to live with you?
They need to feel the same betrayal, the same loss that we did.
Really bad case of Stockholm syndrome here. Where were those other? Who? Someone else asked that question, right? Where's everyone going?
She says, Gwar and Gwar and his men are headed towards the village.
Now?
Now.
There goes our silver pieces.
Where's your mom?
She's left the camp at the moment. I don't know where she went.
Yeah, can we scrutinize
there
that?
There goes ending it with an abduction.
I don't know if I believe her, though. Do you?
Well, a whole bunch of them leaving.
Not sure she'd leave without her.
Bands.
Can I scrutinize that last comment?
Sure. Give me a scrutinize roll at a 0.
Okay. Yeah, I know nothing.
Nope. Where are you guys interrogating her?
By the sun. We fell back.
Both of them?
Family reunion? Brothers. That's where we're going to be most intimidating.
All right. Yeah, she notices Waldman lying dead, and she gasps, "My God, my brother, you killed him."
No, your brother.
No, your brother killed your brother.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. She looks over at Gregor and she's like, "Is this true? Did you slay that man?"
We're not unbinding him for him to answer.
He can nod.
Yeah, he nods, and she looks horrified at him.
What do you think is going to happen to you?
This is terrible. That was my brother. He did nothing wrong. He was just a child at the time.
Do we remember? Does Ruby remember what the daughter's name was that was abducted?
Let me see. Was that part of it? That is
the one.
Good question.
Because that was the one on the tombstone, right? Where she had borrowed the necklace.
Yeah. The inscription read, "To my Joanna and Katharina, in grief and regret, Maximilian."
And Joanna was the mom?
When she says, he was too little, that he's innocent, he was too little at the time. Yeah. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm talking about, lass. What if you got your revenge on the people that deserve it, but the people of a town that weren't part of it, that were innocent, you let them go. Maybe you can all live together. We could get you in to settle your score with the guilty parties, but you let the others go.
Do you want to make like a... Do you want to try and convince her of that?
That's what I'm saying.
So... bargain or charm? Yeah. Charm. Charm, and do it at a standard, 0. We got another follower, Yagnal. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I missed that earlier. It's great to have real people watching us play. Hopefully you're enjoying the game.
That's an 18.
That's an 18. She goes, with that, she looks it over and you see her brow furrow. And she looks at Gregor and she looks back at you and she goes, "No more killing. No more deaths. I will parlay a meeting between you and the townspeople and the orcs. And we end this."
I bet you bring out what old daddy did. I bet you rest of the village there would lynch him while y'all watch.
What? Come again? What did you say? What were you saying? Sorry.
I was saying that if she brings that into the light of what Dad did, then the rest of the village will probably lynch him while they get to watch.
Oh, because I can't. I don't know what action they'll take, but is my brother dying here? Innocence shouldn't die. Innocence shouldn't die, and that village will be slaughtered. There's more innocence than guilty there. I will be a go-between. Let's get to the village before the orcs get there.
Like, can she stop Gar?
All right. Ruby's gonna say, "Is it okay to cut the brother free?"
To
the party.
Katharina.
No,
you control your brother here?
She nods. She goes, "Cut him free."
Right. Will he carry? Well, he's pretty badly wounded, actually. Cut him free. Can he travel back to town?
Yeah, he'll be hobbling. Well, you dressed his wound, but he's still gonna be hobbling. He's in pain.
Okay. Yep. Then what are we gonna do about the dead brother?
Old dead Waldman?
I'll throw him over my shoulder.
I was gonna say, we gotta take him
back. I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna throw him down the slope.
No. All right, we'll take him back, and then we'll head back to town as quick as we can.
Okay. Before we end it, go ahead and make me a standard awareness check, everybody.
Oh, look at that. Critical success.
At the end of the night.
Finally.
Everybody passed. she has one of the talismans around her neck. You notice.
So do I.
Is her wearing one? You're wearing all, what, 3 of the ones you've collected?
That would be awesome.
He got a necklace. He's turning the other 2 into earrings.
Not the one that's still magical. That one is in my pocket.
All right.
Ruby's going to return the rope, by the way.
We will we'll leave off there because this is our cutoff time and it's an early morning for everybody, especially our East Coast players. So Thank you guys for playing. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks. I definitely thought we were going to get to combat this session, but it didn't happen. So maybe next session. And thanks to our new followers who joined us tonight, and to the people watching who stuck around and popped in and watched us play another session of Zweihander, a Bitter Harvest. Thanks so much. We'll be back here next week doing it again.
Awesome.